What's up everybody, I'm Jesse Showalter, and in this episode we're going to be finishing up our website project we've been building using EditorX. EditorX is a browser-based, fully featured professional web designing tool that allows you to create custom and complex websites super easy. In the last episode, we dialed in our design and made sure that it looked good on every possible screen size by using breakpoints and responsive web design. In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at launching our site in EditorX, connecting it to a domain, and all the administrative aspects and functions that EditorX has, as well as dialing in some superpowers, adding applications, functionality, and even turning on dev mode so we can manipulate the code if we want to. By the end of the video, we'll be ready to launch our site, and that's absolutely insane because we still haven't even spent a full hour doing this. It's crazy town. All right, let's finish up our project, dive right in, address some of the administrative capabilities of EditorX, as well as supercharge our site with some different and fun applications. I'm here on the dashboard of my project, Timekeeper. I am the owner of this project, and if I want to, I can go ahead and connect a domain right now. I can click Connect Domain or Upgrade My Site, and that's gonna take me to the Premium Plans page where I can select a plan that suits my needs, set everything up, connect the domain, as well as take advantage of all the other benefits of having an EditorX site. There's also a slew of other tools on the left-hand side of our navigation bar, things like customer management or marketing and SEO, which is where we're gonna find our analytics and reports, finances, settings, and then the applications. If we tap into settings, you can see the plan that we're on, you can see the domain that we're connected to, whether our site is published, and we can change a lot of the administrative things of our site, like the site name or the favicon, all the different things that we need for our site. There's also general information we can update, a list of domains, business email, SEO, social media, notifications, roles and permission is a super cool thing. You can invite people to this site and then you can give them the permissions of admin or limited admin, a manager or back office manager, lots of different things you can do inside of roles and permissions. And those are some of the basic settings that are available to you here. You can also, like we said, upgrade the site, but first we want to take a look at apps. But instead of clicking here, we're going to click Edit Site and go back into our project, and we're going to start right there. Okay, our site is loaded up in the editor window and we are ready to keep going. Remember, we can continue to edit our site as much as we want to. We can change the breakpoints and edit the visuals of our site. We can preview it and publish it, but look at all of our animations are working great and everything feels really good. I'm really happy with this site. The only thing is I wish this site had some more flexibility. There's maybe some things I want to do to customize it that I haven't done yet. Let's address some of those right now. The first thing you'll notice is we've used a lot of these panels up here, the add panel, the layers panel, masters, pages, styles, but we haven't really used the app market panels. When I click on the app marketplace, it's gonna open up exactly that, a marketplace of applications that we can connect and hook into our site and start using immediately. Do you wanna have an e-commerce platform? You can do that. Do you need to add a blog? You can do that. Do you want to add a MailChimp form or better analytics? You can do that. There's all sorts of things that are happening here. And if you're looking for something, all you have to do is tap into the search bar there and look for something like blog. I'm going to get all the results and the options for me to hook up a blog on my site. If I want a blog, and I really like this one, the Power of the Wix blog is really, really good. I'm just going to go ahead and click add, and it's going to go ahead and set up my layouts, my initial pages, my templates. It's gonna dump everything into my site. And now you can see when I click on my Pages tab, we have an entire new section called Wix Blog, and it's gonna give us the blog and the individual post. It's already put in a couple of test posts inside of my blog so I can see how it's gonna look, and I can preview it right now. This is how my blog is gonna look, and if I click on a post, it leads me to that post, and I can go ahead and start reading that post right there. There's commenting on the post, and there's recent posts and ways to link other things. You can see all of your posts, and again, it's still using the basic format of the rest of my site. Now that we have our blog established, we can continue styling it if we want to, but if we like the way it is, we might just want to manage the posts. We can do that by clicking on the container of the blog and hitting Manage Posts. Once we do that, it's gonna bring up the dashboard that's really, really similar to the one you see on the outset of your website. It's kind of your settings page or the dashboard of your site or your project. And once we get there, we can actually see it's added a new section called blog. And when we click into that, we can see the published blogs, we can see the drafts, we can see which ones are scheduled and which ones are in the track. If you want to create a new blog post from here, all you have to do is hit the big blue button that says create a new blog post. And that's going to allow us to type in all of the information in our blog post, right? So this is our title, like maybe travel plans 2020. We can add in HTML code right here. We can add a divider to our page. We can add in a GIF right here, and that can be something that we can search for and actually change the size. And once we're done and we like the way it looks, we're gonna go ahead and publish this, and you can see that our travel plans blog has been set right there. And it's updating in our site. There's our travel plans. If we had a little bit more text, I feel like that'd probably be a little bit more impressive, but let's go ahead and let's click on our blog and see it right there. Here's a gallery of images, our line break, and our little GIF. Isn't that nice? Now again, this blog application that we've added is very, very specific. It works in a certain way. To manage it, you have to manage it in a certain way. But if we want to add maybe some other reusable content on our site, we can do that too. Why don't we head over to our pages, and why don't we bring up something like the watches page? I'm going to scroll down here. I'm going to add a section, and why don't we do a blank section for now? And then I'm going to come into my ad screen. I'm going to go to layout tools, and I'm going to add a repeater. Let's do something like this repeater right here. This one looks kind of cool. So I'm going to drop this in to the section. All right, now that we have our repeater set in place, you can see there's nothing really, it's just filler content. So what are we gonna do with this repeater? Well, we wanna fill it with dynamic content so that no matter how much content we have in a certain set, it will just fill out without us having to manually put each one of those in, just like a content management system. So let's go back to edit, and you'll see that our little content manager icon has popped up here. We've turned on the content manager. You can also get there as well by hitting repeater, and you can see connect to data happens there. But let's hit our content manager first, and let's create a new collection, okay? We're gonna create a blank collection, and let's call this collection watch products, something like that. And this is gonna be for the site content. Let's create that collection. And let's manage the fields for this. We have a title. What else do we want? Do we want an ID, an owner? Let's skip all of these. Let's add some new fields. Let's call this key image, and we're gonna make that an image field. We'll save that, and we'll make sure that that is turned on. And price. We can come in here now and we can edit each of these. So let's call the first one the senator, okay? An image, let's add an image. That's gonna open up our image search or our media gallery. Let's grab our watch that we wanna plug in there. Let's go into our description, and I'll just grab some copy and paste some text there. And the price, let's make this one $199.99, something like that. Let's create one more of these, shall we? Now we have a couple of pieces of content. We can click over to the live and see that there's no products in our live site. These are all in our sandbox right now. So we click sync 3 sandbox items to live. That's correct. We want to continue syncing. Those are gonna show up right there. Now that we have our data set created, we wanna make sure that we plug it into this repeater. So what do? We come over to our section, we're gonna click on a repeater, and we want to connect to data. We wanna create a new data set, and we wanna choose our watch products. And the data set name is watch products data set. So now that we've connected it, you can see the little icon there that tells us that this section is actually connected to the watch products data set. And what we get to do is click back on the connect to data and select the individual pieces and plug them in to all of the content areas here. Now we have the old school, the classic, and the senator. Let's do a couple more things to supercharge our site before we get done. We're gonna go over to our apps marketplace again, and let's look for e-commerce, and we'll just search for that. Let's plug in one of these Wix stores right here, We're gonna go ahead and get hit with a modal. It's gonna tell us it's preparing our layout and configuring our components. If we really wanted to sell, it's a lot of work to create the custom data sets. Maybe we wanna just plug in a pre-built e-commerce shop setup that would allow us to start selling and taking payments right away. It's pretty cool. All right, our shop application has been added. Let's open up our pages and see what's represented there. We have the actual shop page here, but let's go to the shop really quick and see what that looks like. Let's preview our shop. That looks pretty cool. We're getting some cool hovers and imagery that's already put in there. And if we click on something, we're gonna go straight to the product. We can add it to the cart, select the color, add it to the cart, and now we have a built-in cart. Let's view the cart really quickly. Really nice, a nice checkout experience. Why don't we head over to our shop now, and let's really quickly look at our master header, show it on the page, add it in there, and really quickly let's add something. Let's add a menu here into our shop so we can always get back home if we want to. Now we're able to preview our site. We can head back over to watches. Let's head over to the shop. You can see all the areas in our shop. Quick view the items, maybe like full view of the item. You can head back and make sure, actually, why don't we make sure that on our product pages, let's come in here and go to our product page. Let's make sure, let's edit our site, and let's make sure that our master is on the page so we can get back there as well. Let's make sure that our footer, our master footer, is on the page as well. Very cool. The last thing I want to point out before we go is the fact that you can actually get really, really detailed and turn on developer mode. Dev mode will allow you to add your own custom code. You can use external APIs, development tools, and it's zero setup with Node.js. So if we just turn on dev mode, you can see now we have some different options here like video tutorials, articles, API references, and now we have the dev mode site structure. So we can turn that on and off. We can always go back to pages or themes and styles, but we can always turn on the dev mode site structure layout. This allows us, it gives us a homepage editor that we can minimize or maximize if we want to. And we can also plug in code that's either site-wide or page specific. With our code editor open, we can do something as simple as a console.log, and we can do 1+1, and then we can just preview our work, and we'll get to our answer right there inside of our developer, our code environment. You can plug in much more difficult and complex things than just console.logs. You can do API stuff. You can do custom code. You drop it all in here, and then after you're done, you literally can just hide the whole thing away and move back into the editor and just edit your site. And so it's really comprehensive. It allows you to do anything and everything that you could possibly imagine inside of EditorX, fully featured to help you build professional websites. Well, that's it. We've completed our web design project using EditorX. In the first episode, we brought over our design and we laid everything out using EditorX's layout tools. We were able to add imagery and typography. We started to create a system that we could reuse over and over throughout our site. And we also created some more pages and layouts and master headers and footers that could be used across our entire project. In the second episode, we made sure that everything was responsive from desktop, laptop, tablet, down to mobile using EditorX's responsive features. We worked with layouts and flexbox and grids and made sure that everything was dialed in, and then we added our JavaScript animations that just took it to the next level. And in this last video, we supercharged our site with applications, dev mode, and we even checked out all the administrative things we can do to get ready to connect our site to a domain, to a site plan, and launch our site. At this point, the only thing that's left to do that I'm not covering is signing up for a site plan, connecting it to a domain, which is super easy, and then launching the thing out into the wild. It's literally another 5 minutes of work and your website's up and running. It's insane. Let me know what you thought of the series, and let me know what you think about EditorX down in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts and your feedback. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I do tons of videos about design and development and no-code tools just like this one, so maybe stick around. Also, make sure you check the description for some links that I'm going to place down there about EditorX and how you can use it more effectively. I hope you guys are having an amazing week. I hope you're designing amazing things. I hope you're making amazing things. And I hope you are launching websites with a huge smile on your face. I'll see you in the next one.